Idealism in education. What is idealism? Idealism is the belief that reality only exists in the mind. Ideas are the only things worth knowing. It recognizes ideas, feelings, and ideals more important than material things. Fathers of idealism. Socrates and Plato are the fathers of idealism. They pioneered what we know today as idealism. Socrates used to question people and poke their minds and wished for them to go deeper into their minds so that they can think better. Plato became one of his students, and he, after Socrates died, furthered this philosophy of idealism. Fathers of idealism. Others include Aristotle, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Theodore Thoreau, Descartes, Immanuel Kant, George Berkeley, David Hume, George Wilhelm, Friedrich Hegel, Josiah Royce, and others. They also have their own thoughts and ideas on what idealism is, but they still remain with the backbone of the fact that thoughts create reality. Metaphysics of idealism. Nature of our reality is based on the mind or ideas. Truth is universal and exists in the mind. Thoughts are eternal, infinite, and unchangeable. Ultimate reality can be conceived as a self. The epistemology of idealism asserts that knowledge is conscience. The basis of acquiring knowledge is through the soul and the mind. Knowledge is created by the mind understanding what reality is. The axiology of idealism asserts that qualities of the soul are virtues. Virtues like discipline, which is emphasized, virtues like truth, which is imperative, goodness and perfection, which is found in the ideal. The human has to strive for self-realization through discipline, truth, and goodness. All these qualities develop the character. Fundamentals of idealism. Reality is constituent of the spirit and mind of a human being. Ideas are the only true reality. God is the author of all things. Values are absolute and unchanging. Thoughts precede the materialistic world. Material and the physical world is not a complete expression of reality. Moral values are needed to be attained to reach spiritual values. Idealism and education. Plato said once that education consists in giving to the body and soul all the perfection of which they are susceptible. So the body and soul are susceptible or easily influenced by perfection. So a human being needs to be educated to reach that perfection, and the body and the soul can achieve those. Herbert also asserted that education is the process of attaining virtues. So through this process, we become morally and developed and character developed. Aims of education, firstly, is for character development, to encourage the will to perfection. The more our character grows and becomes better, the more perfect we become. Character development is also for us to be a good person or people, to not only encourage thoughts but overall development. Secondly, self-realization. The self is the prime reality of individual experience. Search for truth is important, is the last aim of education, which is that the value of any work should direct individuals to a higher point of thinking. Anything that we do, anything that we study, anything that we learn should always take us to a higher point in thinking. to refine critical understanding of important problems and issues in our lives. Our thoughts need to take us to the point where things are solved and society is bettered and progressive. The teacher's role in the idealism philosophy. An idealist teacher is the one who has attained self-realization. Teachers serve as role models and have to be perfect examples. They are highly regarded, guide learners towards principles. Teachers clarify the learners' ideas and challenge their misinterpretations. They involve the students in learning activities through dialogue and encourage critical thinking and inquiry. They are energetic, enjoy what they do, and encourage learners to love learning. The learner's role is to take a passive role. They emulate the teacher's good behaviors and practices to reach the highest ideal in moral character and intellectual development. Methods of teaching. Uh, Idealism takes the teacher-centered approach where they provide learners with opportunities to think. They use dialectic methods through dialogue, analysis, and discussion to grow the ideas and thoughts. And they use the lectures as used to direct teaching to guide thoughts and ideas and clarify misinterpretations. Learners also learn and grow by emulation of teachers and parents. The school's role is to encourage a holistic development of the child, to produce model citizens, to impart good morals and good thinking potential. The most important factor in education at any level is to teach students to think critically. In conclusion, idealism remains relevant as it encourages people to grow better and become closer to what God's ideals are. In education, it gives people a chance to be better thinkers and upstanding citizens that have a lot to offer. It develops people who have a love for growth and progress. It develops people who come up with critical ideas that can change a society and build a progressive society. All this begins with our thoughts and ideas. Descartes said, I doubt, therefore I think. I think, therefore I am. Thank you for watching.